Gold Ghost. Hey, sorry about that, folks. It was a little difficult there to get things started. This is the one-man show. Welcome, welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to Coast to Coast with Gold Ghost. That's me. I'm your host, Gold Ghost, broadcasting live from my fortified island fortress somewhere in the South Pacific. You know, we have a lot to talk about tonight, so let's get right into it. Now, a tradition of sorts here is, of course, to have the screen come down. So feast your eyes on the modern marvel of the screen. Yes, welcome, screen. Nice to see you. So great to see the screen once again. All right, let's get right into it. Last week, the United States began military intervention in Iran by bombing several strategic targets inside the country. Yes, it sucks. Now, some people asking whether or not we're officially at war with Iran. The government says no, this isn't a war. They're calling it a preemptive response to hostility. Right. Totally different. But, you know, I like to think of it this way. Let's say that I baked a delicious apple pie and I left it cooling on my windowsill. Then, just as I'm reading my newspaper, I hear my neighbor say he's going to eat my delicious apple pie. Obviously, I can't let that happen. So what do? Well, I do the only thing that I should do. I blow up his children's school. That's not war. That's just protecting my pie. Common sense, really. Oh, come on. Come on. Nothing's wrong with that. All right. Fine. Tough crowd. It's all right. We'll hit our stride. In more politics, Christy Picasso Face Gnome has been fired. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Christy Picasso Face Gnome has been fired as the Secretary of Homeland Security. Her time running DHS was filled with controversy, with critics questioning how taxpayer money and resources were being used. The administration began a nationwide search for a replacement. Names floated during search reportedly included Cruella de Vil, the kid from Old Yeller, and none other than Michael Vick. You know, the administration was quoted as saying they were looking for someone that's tough on animals, and boy, did they pick the crew for it. In the end, looks like they chose Senator Mark Wayne Mullen for the position. Officials say Mullen was selected for his unique combination of toughness, loyalty, and his ability to put someone in an armbar. Now listen here, Mark Wayne Mullen. You can't even lace my boots on your best day, so you best do a good job. in more political relations, of course, Hillary and her husband, Bill Slick Willie Clinton, testified before a committee. Well, I guess they just testified regarding their connections to Jeffrey Epstein. Bill Clinton was asked about photos that showed him sitting in a hot tub with Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell and an unidentified woman. When asked if he had sex with that woman, Clinton replied, "Wait a minute. Haven't we done this before?" At this point, I know more about Bill Clinton's sex life than I do the entire cast of Love Island. I'm sure Bill spent his fair share of time on Epstein's Love Island, if you catch my drift. Oh, come on! That was a good one! Come on! All right. Now, moving on to sporting news. March Madness is almost upon us. 64 schools competing to decide who cuts down the net and becomes the #1 team in college basketball. But while all the attention goes to the players, I think it's time to show some love to the mascots. Yes, of course. You know, these mascots, they work incredibly hard entertaining crowds, terrifying small children, and dancing awkwardly during TV timeouts. So let's get to know a few of them. Probably 3 of the more unusual ones that I've seen. Of course, here we have the Stanford tree. He's not a lumberjack. It's not a forest. It's just one confused tree.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
All right, maybe not your favorite mascot, but what about the second guy in the middle, the Delta State Fighting Okra? Nothing scares opponent like vegetables. All right. And, all right, maybe those 2 aren't your favorite, but there's always the third guy, the Evergreen State Geoducks, a giant clam whose name you absolutely cannot Google at work.
Damn!
Imagine losing a championship to one of these 3 guys. How embarrassing. Moving on to gaming news. Folks, this week, PlayStation announced they will no longer port their single-player games to PC. Instead, future titles will remain exclusive to PlayStation consoles. When asked why, Sony replied that PC gamers were stinky cheapskates and know-it-alls. Apparently, Sony got tired of PC players pirating their games and fixing all the bugs. You know, nothing hurts a corporation more than someone doing their job for free. You know, speaking of PlayStation, the PS2, the PlayStation 2 console, turns 26 years old this week. Released originally in Japan in March of 2000. The very popular console, one of the greatest of all times. But, you know, when you think about it, the PS2 is that friend who was incredibly successful early in life. But now, they live with his parents, and is between jobs. They spend most of their time explaining why physical media is superior and reply with something like, "Oh, you stream your movies? That's cute." Meanwhile, they're polishing a stack of DVDs in the corner. All right, that one didn't land. It's all right. It's all right. You live and you learn, and then you get loves. Also, hello to all. I see someone in the background there. Welcome. Is that Pico? Yes. Hello, Pico. In entertainment news, the Oscars take place March 15th, hosted by friend of the show, Conan O'Brien. Yes. Big inspiration, that Conan. This year, Sinners leads the pack with 16 nominations, a record. But the real showdown will be who wins Best Original Song, because you have Sinners' I Lied to You going up against Demon Hunters' Golden. Two mega viral hits. Of course, it looks like we've got an animated kids movie about demon hunting competing with a historical drama about vampire hunting. Apparently, the Academy decided that hunting is a new prestige genre. And with all this success surrounding these hunting movies, it inspired Matt Damon to start writing a song about Goodwill Hunting. Guess what it's called? It's called How You Like Them Apples. You know, more out of the entertainment world. In streaming news, Netflix has withdrawn its offer to purchase Warner Brothers after Paramount outbid them for the studio. Great. That's just great. Now the streaming services that I don't have are forming alliances. At this point, I'm gonna need like an Excel spreadsheet to know what movie I'm going to watch. All right, stop with the booing. Not all of them are gonna land. You know, folks, that's around the world. I think it's time to talk to our very first guest of the evening. I'm surprised we could swing it, but ladies and gentlemen, please welcome businessman, president, and a man who can turn a McDonald's visit into a diplomatic event. Please welcome President Donald J. Trump. Mr. Trump, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great honor to be here with you today.
Wait, you don't sound at all like Donald Trump. I've been lied to.
Hey, don't worry about it. Just let me tell you, folks, I'm the real deal. I've got absolutely the best presidential voice you've ever heard. People say, oh, they say it all the time. Oh, Mr. President, your voice is just amazing. They say, Mr. President, you should do voiceovers. You know, in fact, they say it's even better than Morgan Freeman's voice. Can you believe that?
Mr. President, I don't believe a word from your mouth. This was not how this was supposed to go. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue. Get out of here, fake.
Hey, don't.
No, get out of here, fake Donald Trump. What the hell? What the hell? Go back. Take me back, please. I'd like to hear the actual president. Where No. No. Hold on. Hold on. We need to kick this imposter off the show and get the actual president in here. What the hell, man? Ah. All right. Here we go. This one right here. Hopefully you sound a little better. Mr. President, welcome to the show. You're on live coast to coast with Gold Ghost.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. You have a great show, absolutely tremendous, and I hear you have some fascinating guests on today.
Yes, of course. That's the president I know. Yeah, you're our first guest tonight.
Oh, I'm really excited to talk to my first guest. I've been dying to get a hold of them and have a conversation. Who is it?
No. You're the first guest on my show.
Oh, I see what you did there. A little role reversal, huh? Clever. So let's get down to business. What do you want to know about me, the greatest president this nation has ever seen?
Mr. Trump, Mr. President, a lot of people are asking questions of what is going on in Iran.
Yes, Iran. It's a mess, let me tell you. But we're handling it. Iran is a nation that has been causing trouble for years. They're funding terrorists, they're building nuclear weapons, and they're testing missiles. It's terrible, just terrible.
Right. It's terrible to you, of course, and to the American people is what you're saying. But do you have any proof that they were an imminent threat to us here in the homeland?
Of course, we have proof. The best proof. The best intelligence agencies in the world have given me evidence that Iran was planning something big. And the beauty of it is we stopped them before they could even get started. We took out their top commander, General Soleimani, and it was a tremendous success.
Right. You also took down the Ayatollah.
Yes, of course. We had to take down the Ayatollah. He was the one giving all the orders, and he was a bad person, let me tell you. But we got him, and Iran is in disarray. They're in chaos. And it's all thanks to my leadership.
Right. You pat yourself on the back for that one. And, though, Mr. President, a lot of people are asking, were they a threat to the U.S. or were they a threat to Israel? What are your thoughts?
Well, they were a threat to both. Iran has been a problem for Israel for years, and they're a thorn in our side as well. They've been testing missiles, they've been funding terrorists, and they've been causing trouble for a long time. It's not just about Israel, it's about the entire region. And as the leader of the free world, it is my job to ensure that the entire world is safe, not just one country.
Right. Now, Mr. President, do you have any other plans to strike any other Ayatollahs, perhaps the Ayatollah of rock and rolla?
Well, let me tell you, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla would be no match for me. I've defeated so many enemies, and I've done it in record time. I've got the best, most powerful military in the world, and I'm not afraid to use it. But you know what? Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about all the success I've had as president. The economy is booming, unemployment is at record lows, and we're making America great again.
Yes, I think you would think that. Mr. President, you've never sounded smarter. What is going on? What are you doing? What's your routine like?
Well, my routine is simple, really. I start my day with a big, beautiful breakfast. I eat like a king, let me tell you. Then I get to work making phone calls, holding meetings, making sure that the government is running smoothly. And in the afternoon, I like to go golfing. It's therapeutic, you know. And in the evening, I have a nice, relaxing dinner and I watch the news to see how great I'm doing.
Mr. President, what are some of your favorite and least favorite news networks and why?
The news networks, let me tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love some networks. They treat me great. They're really fair and balanced. And I hate some networks. They're fake news, they're biased, and they're just terrible. I won't even mention them by name. They're so bad. But let me tell you, Fox News, they treat me great. They cover me fairly. They report the facts and they appreciate my greatness.
Wow, Mr. President, it seems like you hold a grudge against many of these other not Fox networks.
Oh, I do. I really do. They treat me so unfairly. It's ridiculous. They distort my words. They take my quotes out of context and they just plain make stuff up. It's sad, really. But I don't let it get to me. I just keep doing my job, making America great again. And I know that the American people see through the fake news. They know the truth and they know how great I am.
Mr. President, are you on some like neuro gum? You sound more intelligent than you've ever sounded before. What? What happened? Mr. Trump is getting up and walking out of here. Thank you, Mr. Trump. All right. Well, what an abrupt ending to our interview with the president of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Donald J. Trump. Fantastic. You know, let's go on to something a little more lighthearted. Finally tonight, we got a disco legend in the house performing one of the greatest dance songs ever recorded, performing Ring My Bell. Please welcome Anita Ward. will see you next time, Screen. Get up there. Get up there. Good. Good job, Screen. Yes. Amazing. All right, folks. I'm sorry to Matt Damon. We ran out of time. As always, GG's. Yes. What a show. Donald Trump was out of here. I've never seen him move that fast. But regardless, it's time for me to get out of here. So long, suckers.